The early 20th century buzzed with new science. Physicists explored the atom. They found immense energy hidden inside. Scientists like Rutherford and Bohr revealed its structure. Marie Curie studied radioactivity. Her work showed unstable elements. These elements released energy as they changed. This new knowledge was exciting. It opened doors to understanding matter itself. Few understood the full implications then. In the 1930s, discoveries accelerated quickly. James Chadwick found the neutron in 1932. This particle could split atomic nuclei. In 1938, Hahn and Strassmann achieved nuclear fission. They split uranium atoms in their Berlin lab. Lisa Meitner and Otto Frisch explained this process. They realized enormous energy was released. The world of physics was small then. News traveled fast among its members. This scientific breakthrough came at a dark time. Adolf Hitler and the Nazi Party ruled Germany. Fascism was rising across Europe. Many brilliant scientists were Jewish.
President Roosevelt heeded the scientists' warning. He authorized preliminary research in late 1939. The effort started small. It was known by various code names. Progress was initially slow. But as World War II escalated, so did urgency. The fall of France in 1940 was a shock. Britain stood alone for a time. The U.S. entry into the war in December 1941 changed everything. The American effort to build an atomic bomb began in earnest. It was codenamed the Manhattan Project in 1942. This name was deceptively mundane. The project became a massive undertaking. It involved hundreds of thousands of people. It cost billions of dollars. It was shrouded in utmost secrecy. Many workers did not know the project's true goal. They only knew their specific, isolated tasks.
General Leslie R. Groves was appointed military head. He was an engineer known for getting things done. J. Robert Oppenheimer became the scientific director. He was a brilliant theoretical physicist. By the summer of 1945, a plutonium bomb was ready. Scientists needed to test this complex device. The test was codenamed Trinity. It took place on July 16, 1945. The location was a remote desert area near Alamogordo, New Mexico. The site was called Jornada del Muerto. Few knew the world was about to change forever on that day. Tension was incredibly high before the test. Nobody was entirely sure what would happen. Some feared the explosion might ignite the atmosphere. Others worried it would simply fail. Oppenheimer was under immense pressure. He quoted the Bhagavad Gita later, "Now I am become death, the destroyer of worlds." At 5:29 a.m., the device detonated. A brilliant flash of light appeared. It was brighter than many suns. A powerful shockwave followed. A mushroom cloud rose into the sky. The success of the Trinity test was stunning.
The war against Japan in 1945 was savage. American forces were island-hopping across the Pacific. Each island captured involved fierce fighting. Japanese soldiers fought with extreme determination. They often fought to the last man. Battles like Iwo Jima and Okinawa were horrific. They resulted in massive casualties on both sides. American military planners looked ahead with dread. An invasion of the Japanese home islands was planned. It was codenamed Operation Downfall. Planners expected it to be incredibly bloody. Japanese defenses were formidable. The civilian population was being trained to resist. Estimates of potential American casualties varied. Some projections ran into the hundreds of thousands. Some even predicted over 1 million. Japanese casualties would be even higher. The Japanese military showed few signs of surrendering. Section 5, Truman's Burden. The decision to use the bomb. President Franklin D. Roosevelt died in April 1945. Vice President Harry S. Truman became president.
Truman had known little about the Manhattan Project. He was quickly briefed on its existence. He learned about the new weapon's power. The responsibility for its use fell on his shoulders. It was a decision of immense weight. He faced it during his first months in office.
An interim committee was formed. It advised President Truman on nuclear matters. This committee included scientists and government officials. It considered various options for using the bomb. One option was a demonstration explosion. This would show Japan the bomb's power. Hopefully it would induce surrender. But there were risks. What if the bomb failed to detonate?
On August 6, 1945, the Enola Gay took off. It was a B-29 bomber. It carried the first atomic bomb, Little Boy. The target was Hiroshima. Hiroshima was an important industrial and military center. It had largely been spared from conventional bombing. This made it a suitable target. The crew prepared for their mission. The weather over Hiroshima was clear that morning. At 8:15 a.m. local time, the bomb was dropped. It detonated about 1,900 feet above the city. A blinding flash of light filled the sky. A massive fireball erupted. It generated intense heat. This heat incinerated everything near the hypocenter. Buildings were flattened for miles around. A powerful shockwave followed the flash. It crushed structures and threw people through the air. A dark mushroom cloud rose high above. The immediate devastation was almost unimaginable. Tens of thousands of people died instantly. Despite Hiroshima's destruction, Japan did not surrender. The Japanese military was still assessing the damage. Some leaders were reluctant to believe one bomb caused it. Communication was difficult. President Truman and his advisors had planned for this. They authorized the use of a second bomb if needed. The target list included cities like Kokura and Nagasaki. These were also industrial centers. On August 9, 1945, another B-29 took off. It was named Boxcar. It carried the second atomic bomb, Fat Man. This bomb was a plutonium device like the Trinity test. The primary target was Kokura. However, Kokura was obscured by clouds and smoke. After several passes, the plane diverted. It headed for its secondary target, Nagasaki. Nagasaki was a major port city. It also had significant industry. In the days and weeks after the bombings, the true horror unfolded. Survivors, known as hibakusha, faced unimaginable suffering. Many succumbed to acute radiation sickness. Symptoms included nausea, vomiting, hair loss, and bleeding. There was little understanding of these effects at first. Doctors struggled to treat the mysterious illnesses. The long-term health consequences were also severe. Hibakusha faced increased risks of cancer. Leukemia rates rose significantly among survivors. Other cancers also became more common years later. Many suffered from chronic illnesses. Birth defects were observed in children born to exposed mothers.
Beyond physical ailments, survivors endured deep psychological trauma. They had witnessed unspeakable horrors. They lost loved ones and their homes. They also faced social discrimination. Some feared they were contagious. The ethical debate surrounding the bombings began almost immediately.
The atomic bombings of Hiroshima and Nagasaki forced Japan's surrender. Emperor Hirohito announced the decision on August 15, 1945. World War II officially ended, but a new era had begun, the nuclear age. The United States initially held a monopoly on atomic weapons. This did not last long. The Soviet Union successfully tested its own bomb in 1949. The Cold War nuclear arms race was underway.
Memorials were established in Hiroshima and Nagasaki. The Hiroshima Peace Memorial Park is one example. It includes the Genbaku Dome, a preserved ruin. These sites serve as places of remembrance. They honor the victims of the bombings. They also promote peace and nuclear disarmament. Survivors, the hibakusha, have played a crucial role. They share their testimonies with the world. They advocate for a future free of nuclear weapons.
The bombings profoundly influenced global nuclear policy. Treaties were negotiated to limit proliferation. The Non-Proliferation Treaty, or NPT, is key.